In a small village on the outskirts of West Sumatra, there's a mystery that can't be explained. This village has no shadows, even when the sun is directly overhead. The villagers seem completely unfazed by this. For centuries, this strange phenomenon has persisted, but no one questions it. Only outsiders begin to notice something is being hidden. What's really going on in this village? When you first arrive in the village, everything seems ordinary. Dusty footpaths, wooden houses with thatched roofs, and the fresh scent of wet earth after last night's rain. But there's one glaring thing: no shadows. Even when the sun is directly above, no shadows form. You might think it's an illusion, but the longer you stay, the clearer it becomes that something unnatural is happening. The villagers seem entirely normal. They greet you with smiles, chat as usual, but something feels off. When you ask about the strange absence of shadows, they just smile and say, "We're used to it." But the longer you stay, the more odd things begin to happen. You start noticing that some villagers seem to avoid your shadow. They don't want to be fully seen, like they're hiding something. One day, an elderly man, who seems wise, tells you a legend that's been passed down for generations. Long ago, their ancestors made a pact with the unseen world. In exchange, they must live without shadows. The unseen world, beyond human understanding, would maintain balance as long as their shadows remained absent. If anyone broke the pact, there would be terrible consequences. As the old man finishes his story, you feel like there's something more to it, something unsaid. It's as if part of the story was deliberately left out. But what? The more you stay, the darker it feels. Every night, strange whispers fill the air. Sometimes, you hear faint voices, like a warning, telling you not to dig deeper into the mystery. The nights grow colder. Without shadows to accompany you, the dark feels more oppressive. The villagers, however, seem unaffected, sleeping soundly in almost perfect darkness. But you begin to see something more suspicious. Some villagers are acting strangely, like they're avoiding eye contact. There's something they know, something they're not sharing. Late one night, you decide to take a walk around the village. Suddenly, you see your own shadow. It's impossible. Shadows aren't supposed to exist here. But it appears, following you. Though something is wrong, your shadow doesn't move like it should. It's detached, as if it's no longer part of you. Within moments, it vanishes again, returning to an unseen place. The next morning, you ask the villagers about what happened last night. They just smile and change the subject. You feel more confused and trapped in a mystery you can't escape. Perhaps now, you realize that the more you uncover, the harder it becomes to leave. Your missing shadow is just a small part of a much larger secret lurking within this village. As you continue your investigation, someone finally reveals the true reason behind the missing shadows. If shadows were allowed to exist, it would mean a force from the unseen world could cross over into the human world. This force would disrupt the delicate balance that the villagers have maintained for generations. If the shadows return, a greater darkness will follow, destroying everything in its wake. You begin to feel trapped, not only by the absence of shadows, but by the darker feeling creeping in. The longer you stay, the more you feel something heavy pressing in on you. The villagers, seemingly indifferent to the missing shadows, must know something you don't. They know the price to be paid if anyone attempts to uncover the truth, a price far steeper than losing a mere shadow. The next morning, you decide it's time to leave, but as you head for the exit, you feel something strange pulling at you. When you turn around, your shadow appears again, clearer than ever. It seems to be trying to tell you something, but you can't understand what. An unsettling feeling fills you, as if something is warning you not to go. As you walk toward the village's exit, your steps feel heavier. There's an invisible force trying to hold you back. You realize that if you break the pactive, you leave without understanding what's truly happening. Your shadow might not be the only thing that disappears. The coming darkness could be far worse than anything you could imagine. When you finally leave the village, it feels like something is following you. It's invisible, but it's undeniably real. You hear faint whispers, as if the world itself remembers you. Your shadow might be gone, but the feeling that you haven't truly left the village lingers. Something will continue to follow you, no matter where you go. Days pass, and you try to forget what happened, but there's one thing that continues to haunt you: the pact that couldn't be broken. You start to wonder if the shadows will ever return. Have you really left? Or will the village always be with you, even if your shadow is gone? It leaves you with one lingering, unanswered question. That night, as you sit alone, you feel something strange. It's there, in the dark, just out of reach. You can sense it, like a shadow that no longer belongs to you, but it's still there, following you. You realize then that you never really left the village. It's still a part of you, and it always will be.